I am not at rest, nor am I quiet. Job chapter 3, verse 26. I say this because, not because I'm a religious person, I'm not a religious person at all, but because this really resonated with me when I heard it in Greenleaf on Netflix. It's a good show, go watch it. What this means for me is that I'm someone who's never been at rest, really. I just haven't. Whether it was anxiety, depression, struggling at school, feeling like an outsider, or generally being a writer, you know, it's very lonely. You're not at rest because it's a hard thing to do, and like I say, you're alone when you're doing it. But nor have I ever been a quiet person. And I know this is weird because I say I've got anxiety, social anxiety, and I have been a quiet person, but when it comes to something that I have strong feelings about, I haven't been quiet. I've always said what needs to be said. I've always fought for the little guy. I've always been defensive, even when I didn't need to be, and even when it led to ridicule and anger and me crying in the end, I still had to say what I had to say, and I would do it time and time again. I have strong feelings, strong opinions, and I voice them, and it's usually in the way of fairness and justice, I guess. Like, not to make myself sound like a hero, but yeah, I speak up when I feel that something is unjust. But growing up as I have, and I'm not sure exactly what elements contributed to this, but growing up as I have, I've always believed that everybody else is right and I'm wrong. And that's the trouble when I've got my opinions as well, because even when I feel strongly about them, in the end I feel like everybody else is right and I'm wrong. I don't know if it's because I'm young, I really don't know, but I sit back and I say to myself at the end of things that I should apologise because, you know, I want to reconcile the relationship, or because they're right and I'm wrong. Even when I know deep down that it's not true. And I give in to people. And that makes things 10 times harder with what I'm doing with my life right now. Even though I know it's what I need to do, I still have this troubling thought at the back of my mind that everybody else is right and I'm wrong. That this isn't a stable career, that I might not make it, that I need to get my head on straight, my priorities straight, and get back to reality, as they say, and stop following my dream perhaps in order to, you know, make money. And that's something that only people from low income households will understand, because obviously if you're from a rich family or a family that's well off, you don't have to worry so much about making money because your parents will look after you. But I'm from a low income household, so of course the first thing that's on everyone's mind is getting a good education and making money. And that's fine, I totally agree with that. But when I've known what I've wanted to do since I was 8 years old, when I've been working on this series that makes me so happy, even when I'm so low, wouldn't that be a big red light that says maybe she should do this? As hard as it is, maybe she should do this. And I say that to myself, but like I say, I have this nagging feeling that everybody else is right and I'm wrong. And it's torturing me. It really is. Somebody said to me this morning that they had a job that I could go do and I'd earn instant money. And as great as that sounds, you know, they phrased it in a way that really angered me. It made my blood boil, because they were saying it like it was beneficial to me, like they were doing me a favour, like, oh, you need money, you want to go on holiday, so you need to go make this money, your books can be waiting when you get back, go and do this thing. And it just said to me that they're in the mentality where you drop everything to make money, you drop everything to do what's needed now rather than what's the bigger picture, what's important for the future. And that's not what's right for me. I know that I need to do this now. Whilst I've got this time off, I'm working hard to revamp my series, as I've said in the last 2 videos. I'm rebranding it. I'm doing something that's important, and something that has been important for years. I've been working on the same thing for years. It's important to me. It's not like an offhand thing. It's not another silly project. It's the most important thing to me. The thing that has kept me alive and kept me strong, and the one thing that I've been certain about. The one thing. But of course, now I've dropped that, you know, it's not important. Come back to that later. Doesn't matter if you're unable to finish it in the timeline that you've set. Let's go make some money, even though you might not get it right away, and even though it'll hurt your arm to do it, and you probably won't be able to be right when you get back. That makes sense. And I voiced my opinion though, and I said, no, I'm not doing that because of this, this and that. And then of course that person made me feel guilty for saying no. How dare I as an adult say no? How dare I have an opinion? How dare I have a vision of what I need to do instead of what you tell me I should do? That's the trouble. My dream is becoming a nightmare around me because I feel like I'm in such a negative environment where everybody is like, money, money, money. Get a degree. Do what everybody else before you has done. And I understand they're thinking, of course, security, it's safe and it feels good, but when I have known what I've wanted to do forever, how can I ignore that and just turn my back and just follow into the system? I'm scared that one day their doubts, their fear, and I know that it's from a place of love, but their fear will seep into me and I will decide what I've always decided, that even though I have an opinion, they're right and I'm wrong. Because how do you know if you're going to make it? How can you convince them, and never mind convince yourself, that you're going to make it? That's my problem. I know that I love this, I know that I'm good at this, I know that this is the one thing that has kept me happy for so long, but it's so hard, and it's even harder when those around you don't understand the struggle of it, and when they put their opinions on you and try to help you and are just looking out for your best interest, but in the end it's just making you feel bad, making you feel guilty, making you feel scared. If anybody else feels this way, please tell me so I feel less alone, because how do I know if I'm going to make it? How do I know if I should keep going? How do I know if I should join reality or if I should fight for this dream? I know that it's what makes me happy, I know that it's what I'm good at, but that doesn't mean that I can necessarily make it, because a lot of people are good at a lot of things and they don't make it. So right now I am not at rest, but nor am I quiet. I'm going to voice my opinions, I'm going to stand up for myself, and hopefully one day that'll give me the confidence, and the people around me the confidence in me and my journey and what I have to do to get to where I need to go. Because I love writing, and so I have to make it. Simple as that.